presenting on my news network, True News. True News' mission is to properly inform the public with the full story so that they can form educated opinions and make decisions without the presence of bias. Here at True News, our viewers are the top priority. We are dedicated to providing the most up-to-date news that concerns all aspects of public life and that challenges the partisan perspectives of other news networks that may alter viewers' opinions. Our goal is to promote an inclusive community of viewers who want the, quote, true news and to change the stigma of mainstream media. Our journalism is aimed at digging deep into the biggest stories in order to, quote, find the truth. Our branding is simple. It is based upon an all-encompassing, transparent perspective that is authentic in its journalistic tendencies in order to provide viewers with news that is inherently true. Our primary logo can be found on the left side of the slide as an orange circle with the letters spelling out true on the inside. The reason for choosing a circle as the basic shape for our logo is to represent the all-encompassing perspective we attribute to ourselves. The circle is also meant to symbolize perfect balance, which resonates with the balance of our operation and the opinions we provide. Our secondary logo is a pair of glasses that symbolizes the clear lens we look through when researching, broadcasting, and reinforcing our news. Our tagline here at True News is to, quote, find the truth, which represents our motivation to provide truthful stories to our viewers. We will also promote our network with the use of merchandise branded with our logo, which can be purchased at the online store on our website. Our font choice is Trebuchet MS Body, which offers a clean and sophisticated look that can still grab the attention of readers. Our colors are orange and white. We selected orange because it resonates with words such as change, determination, and freedom. We also selected color white because it resonates with words such as clarity, equality, and simplicity. True News will be funded using a hybrid model that entertains multiple forms of revenue. We have both short-term and long-term strategies to initially gain traction and then sustain our growth. Our first form of revenue will be crowdfunding. We will promote our network through our social media campaigns and on crowdfunding websites in order to gather support from as many people as possible. This will in turn help expand our reach and build some validation for the site. For those who choose to support True News through crowdfunding, they will be rewarded with a year subscription to our news, credit towards buying certain articles on our site, or True News merchandise from our online store. Another revenue stream we hope to engage in is funding from philanthropic donors who agree with our investigative tendencies. And then we will dabble in commercial funding by selling space on our site in order to gain traction initially, but we will only sell space to companies who align with our unbiased business model. In addition to these funding options, we will form our core model of micropayments after the Dutch media platform Blendel. This type of operation allows for viewers to read portions of our articles and then have the option to buy them at a very small price ranging from 5 to 75 cents. We will also offer a yearly subscription for those very dedicated viewers. In the long run, True News hopes to adopt an employee-owned business model that will foster a greater sense of responsibility among our journalists and motivate them to produce high-quality content. This is reinforced by the fact that they would have stake in the company and be invested in the success of the network. This funding model has not become popular in mainstream media due to the lack of legislation supporting it and the dominance of privatized media, but it offers a ray of light for media companies who are invested in the interests of their viewers, and it provides a service to the local community. We will not transition to this model until we have at least 35 employees and a healthy revenue stream. We will put in place an educational plan that teaches employees about this model at least 2 years and at most 5 years before we make the transition in order to ensure the efficiency of our business once making the switch. True News' reach is a transnational one that is geared towards the United States and European countries. We are aimed at the United States because it is a dominant player in the global media landscape and will also provide a solid base from which we can grow our following. We also have our sights set on Europe because it is a hub for cultural integration and has strong relations with American media. Our focus is mainly on Britain, France, and Germany. As stated in the Pie article from The Guardian, this can be seen in the way migration into Europe has been portrayed as an invasion of different cultures and a clash of civilizations. Because of the availability of these different cultural perspectives in Europe, it proposes an opportunity to reach a wide array of people from all over the world. As Thusu states, Europe continues to be the largest market for American film and television content, and therefore I think that this relationship will help True News break into the European market once it has established itself in the United States. We will initially be headquartered in the United States and then hope to expand to have a base in Europe, most likely Britain, in order to attract a larger pool of journalists. Our long-term model of being employee-owned will help us recruit potential employees, and our crowdfunding model will be benefited by our reach into Europe. English will be used as our main broadcast language in both regions, but we will also hire multilingual journalists who have speaking capabilities in the regions that do not speak English. As stated in the BLSA reading, multilingual journalists may not have specific training as such, although they are often experts in such news translations, able to produce fast and reliable translations on a wide range of subjects that are covered in the journalistic medium. Our multilingual journalists will have their own news panels and provide coverage in German and French via YouTube video playlists and articles on our site. To answer the question if we are truly global or not, we aren't. As mentioned in the Thusu reading, this shift from a state-centric and national view of media to one defined by consumer interest in transnational markets has been a key factor in the expansion and acceleration of media flows. He later also states that the emerging transnational and geocultural networks both represent contraflows and may operate in both dimensions. We are not media imperialists, but rather media revolutionists in the transnational scope who provide a contraflow of media perspectives that will challenge dominant flow. Our viewers are our top priority as previously stated, and our interests align with theirs and not governments or private companies. One obstacle we will face when we air our content will be large media conglomerates in the regions we wish to break into having dominant flow over media streams and therefore providing barriers to entry. We solve this obstacle because we are not satellite broadcasted. We will break into media flows of our region through the internet and digital media. We will provide contraflows to the mainstream media that questions the validity of their claims. Another obstacle we may face is the fact that our unorthodox philosophy of, quote, finding the truth may clash with differing political and cultural views and traditional media practices from Europe and the United States. This could cultivate criticism from both media and the governments of countries we broadcast in. But because true news prides itself on its balanced journalistic motivation to dig deep into stories and provide viewers with the truth, we will solve this obstacle by addressing any criticisms made against our ideology with the details of our balanced strategy and how we came to our conclusions. We will provide breaking news, live coverage of events, interviews, and different talk shows that concern all aspects of daily life in the world, with a slight emphasis on politics and business. Our breaking news will provide our viewers with the most up-to-date content, and we will make sure that it is double-checked for accuracy and the truth. Our live coverage will be aimed at being at the event as often as possible. Obviously, we are initially at a limited capacity of journalists, but we hope to build this network so that we can send journalists to as many live events as possible. Most of these events will concern the socioeconomic realm of the United States and Europe. Our interviews will be geared towards interviewing subjects who provide balanced views in order to garner multiple perspectives. And we will also offer talk shows throughout the week with different journalists. An example of one we have in mind is a segment called Truth Be Told that covers the biggest stories from the week and analyzes bias. As Thusu mentioned in his article, the availability of digital technology, privatized and deregulated broadcasting and satellite networks has enabled the increasing flow of content from the global south to the north. Because of the dominance of digital media over the global landscape, it has allowed for smaller companies such as us to gain influence in larger media markets. Our website will be a home base for viewers to analyze all our content in one place, and will also have articles uploaded on a daily basis, including investigative pieces from our specialized journalists. YouTube will be our main internet outlet as they provide options to broadcast live to our audience, and we will also post different playlists of videos to our page, categorizing them based on the type of story. Our social media campaign will serve as a platform for journalists to break news from all over the world, and also as a communicative platform between our audience and the journalists. The most important stories for us to cover are those also covered by mainstream media. Many of these stories will be breaking news stories and also center around political disputes and criticize business practices. It is important to get the full details of these stories before breaking them in order to avoid bias and poor journalism. We will use all these social media platforms along with personal sources in order to garner the full truth for our viewers. Twitter will serve as our platform that provides news updates in real time for our followers. We will create a LinkedIn page displaying our mission and goal as a company, and we will use this platform to recruit journalists who align with our ideology. Instagram will serve as a platform to post photos related to the biggest stories and offer mini captions that fire off headlines. The links to our website and social media handles will be posted in our bio. We will use Facebook to create a homepage where you can find links to all of our stories, and our YouTube clips will be reposted here for viewers to catch. And finally, we will create a story form of content on Snapchat that briefly discusses the biggest stories of the day and also guides viewers to look at our website and YouTube channel. Thank you for listening and learning about True News.